Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true.
Police investigating alleged murder-suicide in Westmoreland. Detectives are investigating an alleged murder-suicide in the usual quiet community of Sino on the border of Westmoreland and St. James. Residents made the gruesome discovery of the body of 42-year-old Alisa Smithson on Tuesday afternoon. It's believed that the dressmaker was strangled by her boyfriend, Robert Stewart, who later hung himself. An uncle of the deceased woman, Raymond Headley, said he was contacted by a relative overseas who had tried to contact the woman but failed after numerous attempts. Smithson was later found lying in a pool of blood, her hands tied to the leg of her bed. Mr. Headley said his niece was quiet and not one to make trouble, so he is baffled as to what could have led to her murder. "I'm at a loss. I just don't know what to say. The most we can do is cry every now and then," he told reporters. This is the second domestic dispute in Westmoreland in the last week. Cops hunt gunmen after during daylight robbery caught on video. Police say they are yet to hold any of the three men who conducted a brazen daylight robbery at a store in Spalding, Clarendon on Monday. The dramatic incident, which was caught on video and has since gone viral, occurred in full view of two young children who walked along the gunmen during the robbery. Reporters understand that 3 cellular phones and $400,000 were among the things taken during the robbery. The police say they are trying to ID the three men, two of whom were armed with handguns. In the video, the three men walk into the supermarket, one behind the other, before one pulled a firearm and ushered two men, one of whom was a security guard, to one side. Another of the men, who wore an orange shirt, also pulled a firearm. A little girl who was on a mobile phone walked out of the store despite the efforts of the gunman at the entrance to stop her. She stood outside and looked up the street as the men proceeded to rob the store. A toddler was heading to the entrance and was stopped by another of the gunman, who turned him back. That child stood among them as they continued their robbery. A cashier looked around and saw the gunman and turned back around and held her hands up. She was unable to catch the woman, who came to check out some items and put them on the counter. The video ended shortly after. Maxfield Avenue double murder linked to feud in West Kingston, says police. Investigators probing Wednesday night's double murder at 117 Maxfield Avenue in St. Andrew theorize that the attack stems from a neighboring police division. Marlon Kerr, a 44-year-old bearer, otherwise called English, of Sanctuary Crescent in Kingston 14, and Nastasia Douglas, a nurse of the Harborview address, were shot and killed. Another man was injured in the incident, which occurred about 8 o'clock. Speaking to reporters on Thursday, Inspector Earl Grant said he was unable to divulge certain information as he did not want to compromise the investigation, which is in its early stages. What our intelligence is telling us is that there are in fact some issues in the Kingston Western Division, and this is a spill-off as a result, he shared, noting that the police is still trying to verify this information. It's reported that gunmen entered the property and attacked one of the victims, who ran inside the bar. He was chased by the gunmen, who opened fire, hitting him and two others. Father-to-be killed 1 day before baby's due date. A Westmoreland family is left heartbroken after their relative was murdered 1 day shy of becoming a father. The deceased has been identified as 23-year-old Otis Ratchet Jr. from the community. Ratchet Jr.'s body was found riddled with bullets in his bed at his Darlington Street home in Savannah Lamar in the parish on Wednesday morning. He was discovered by his younger brother, who went to check on him. "When me go down at the yard, me start to call him and me no hear no answer. Then me look, me see him door open," Daniel Ratchet told reporters. He said he then entered the house to find his brother motionless on the bed. "At first me think of poison as him mouth did fart blood, but as me move the sheet me realize say him get shot," Daniel added as he fought to hold back the tears. The young man said he then ran out of the house in disbelief. His grandmother, Carmen Rattray, said she is saddened by the news of her grandson's death. "I me grow him and him do everything for me. I him me did a depend pan fi take me to the Bible study tonight," she said in a somber tone. His grandmother said he was never in a rift with anyone and described her late grandson as quiet. "Him a no troublemaker. I yesterday him come look for me and ask if me no have nothing to eat," the distraught woman recalled. She said she heard the news when her other grandson ran and fell on her veranda, collapsed and nailed in. Them kill three dead," she recalled as tears ran down her cheeks. The elderly woman told reporters that the parish is dangerous despite a reimposition of state of emergency on Tuesday. Westmoreland dangerous, Westmoreland get terrible. SOE works, both are just in the era with them there, she reasoned. Ratcher's friend, who did not want to be identified by name, also said he's surprised to hear that his life was snuffed out in this manner. He's a quiet guy, I'm a brethren. And last week him say, him a go buy a drink for the Christmas. Boy, it's sad. Him no get to see him baby born, the seemingly disheartened man said. He too attested to Ratcher's quiet demeanor. He's a peacemaker, him quiet and nice, he added. According to the Jamaica Constabulary Force's crime statistics data, as of December 5th, Westmoreland has recorded 136 murders, 17 more than the corresponding period last year. Man arrested for theft of flow cables in St. Andrew. One man is in custody in connection with the theft of copper cables belonging to the telecommunications company Flow on Hillcrest Avenue, St. Andrew. The cables between 250 and 300 meters are valued at an estimated $3 million. Inspector Earl Grant, station commander for the Matilda Sconnell Police Station, said a patrol team was alerted about 1:45 about a strange vehicle in the community. The police intercepted a truck at the corner of Hillcrest Avenue and Hopefield Avenue, where a man was seen loading the cables into the truck. According to the inspector, the man was asked whether he worked with a telecommunications company. He was unable to give any verification of such, so as a result, the police pressed him further and found out that he was in fact stealing the cable. Inspector Grant said the man attached the cables to the truck to pull them from underground. He said investigators are seeking to determine if the suspect was operating alone. The truck has been seized. Technology Minister Darrell Valls said that Flow this morning held a joint press conference on the efforts of the telecommunications company to fight vandalism.
After 1 this morning, the Matilda Sconnell police was on patrol when they came across some suspicious activities. Truck, they made checks, realized that there were wires being drawn from the ground, fiber optic type cable. They continued their efforts and found a particular gentleman who was connected with the truck and realized that he had dug up over 200 meters of cable. We expect this cable to be valued about $3 million and property of Flow Jamaica Limited. He will be charged for several offences, and we are carrying out other investigations to determine prior connections and other connections with other persons. We have invited FID to be a part of it based on the financial background of the crime and the proceeds of it. So we are looking at a bigger picture of it all. Flow has been emerging with this. There are other incidents that these things came up. Previous arrests made some time ago. So we are partnering with Flow to ensure that we, as best as we can, assist their processes to prevent this loss. And of course, the inconvenience it in turn cause to the public who require their services.
Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification